Imagine you could tear the world apart, lay it all out like a weather chart. Take your time cause you're up against space, sweep up the tears running down your face.
Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a tutorial over this look. This was just a simple, easy, quick holiday Thanksgiving glam look that I came up with. Really easy to do, doesn't take a lot of time. Honestly, it is probably more makeup than I personally am gonna wear on Thanksgiving. I tend to wear just about nothing because I'm just hanging out with my family. But if you are someone who does do big holiday parties, get-togethers, things like that, I thought this would be a really quick, nice little glam look to do. So anyways, if you want to see the tutorial how to get this look, then just keep watching. Forgive my wet hair throughout the rest of the video. It was wash day, and sometimes you just gotta roll with it. So my brows are already done. I feel like there's only so many ways that you can show someone filling in their brows before you're just like, we get it already. So I'm gonna move on to complexion. So I'm gonna first prime my face using the Benefit Professional Matte Rescue. All-time favorite primer, keeps me matte and not greasy throughout the day. I use about a pea-size amount for my entire face. Next, for complexion, I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. I wear the shade 112, which is Natural Ivory. I always forget how much I love this foundation, but every time I wear it, it goes on so smooth and I always get compliments. So I'm going to apply it using my Real Technique sponge. I also forgot how much I loved this. I recently picked it up again and I've been reaching for it more than my Beauty Blender. It's just such a different texture than the Beauty Blender. I feel like it's like softer and more like squishy. So I find it gives a very like flawless look. The Beauty Blender does too, but I just like this one a little bit more. I'm just gonna dab that all over. I probably do like what the equivalent of one pump would be for my entire face. I typically don't use a ton of foundation. A little bit goes a long way, especially with something that has more coverage. And I find this particular foundation, I'd say it's probably medium buildable coverage. I find one layer is all that I personally need to get really flawless coverage. It stays super lightweight on the skin, gives a very flawless look, but especially for the holiday time, I like it because it's nothing really heavy. It stays really light. Alright, so now for concealer on the face, I'm using the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Concealer. I wear the shade L9 Neutral on my face. I use L1 under my eyes to highlight with, and I had never actually used it on the face, but I picked up a darker shade so I can try it out, and I absolutely love the finish it gives. So I'm just going to dot this where I need concealing, which is everywhere. Alright, so for under the eyes, I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way Concealer in Very Fair. And I'm just going to take this and kind of stripe 3 stripes under my eyes. It's so thin and fluid, I find I can use a little bit more. That way I'm not having to go back and reapply and it doesn't get really creasy or dry looking. Because this is literally the color of my skin tone, I can't really highlight with it, so I just use it under the eyes and then I don't highlight. And then to set everything, I'm using the Kat Von D Lock-It Setting Powder. This is my absolute favorite setting powder. My favorite way to set this is taking my Real Technique sponge, dipping it in, and then pressing it into the skin, almost like baking, but I don't let it set. I press it all the way in so it melts into the skin. I find it does the same kind of technique as the baking does and really sets it in and makes me look really like poreless and flawless. But when I personally find myself baking, I find that the powder just looks really chalky on me and just sits on top of my skin. So I find this gives me the same result without having to deal with the chalkiness. Alright, then to contour, I'm using the Lorac Pro Contour Kit. There's a lot of makeup that I've been using recently. Some of it's new, but some of it is like old stuff I just haven't used in a while. I love this contour kit. I forgot how much I love it. So I'm taking the light contour shade first, and I'm using the Sephora number 40 brush. It's a brush, it's a fluffy brush, and just using that as my initial contour. I like this just because it blends it out and I don't have to sit there for a really long time to get that really like defined look while trying to blend out all the edges. Obviously this is not going to give you a natural contour, but I don't want a natural contour. I want to look beat. And then I just take a little bit, pinch the brush, and just run it on the sides of my nose. And then for blush, I'm going in with this Nars blush in the shade Goulue something. I got it for renewing my VIB Rouge status. It's a color exclusive to Rouge. So I'm just using my e.l.f. Kabuki brush to spread that over. Then for highlight, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Baked Highlight in Moonlight Pearls. And I'm taking the Real Techniques setting brush. Spread that all over my cheeks. Over the brow bone. Down the center of the nose. I've been digging, I don't know why, it's highlighting the center of my nose versus the tip. I don't know why. Alright, so I'm going in with the Lorac Mega Pro 3 palette, and I am going to start off with the shade Toffee as my transition color in the crease. I'm going to take the shade Pecan and Walnuts and kind of mix them two together to start building up the crease using the Morphe, what brush is this? 441 brush. I love this brush. The best blending brush ever, and it's like $5. This is going to be a more smoky eye. I do take it up a little bit higher just so it gives that more kind of gradient smoky effect. Because I have a smaller eye, I kind of cheat the crease and go a little bit higher as well. Alright, and then I'm touching things that I don't want to touch. Going in with the shade Maple to start building up a more deep brown crease. And I'm taking that slightly under everything else. I'm not going to pull it up too high. And just drag that in directly in the crease. Taking bark to deepen up the brown. Alright, and then I'm going to take brown sugar and c'est quoi? I don't know how to pronounce that. And I'm going to have that as my lid color. I'm going to take Maple and Bark and use that under the eyes. Alright, then I'm taking Snow and I'm going to use that as my inner corner and under the brow highlight because, well, I want a bright highlight. You know what I mean? I'm going to take the MAC Kohl pencil in Feline and use that to tightline my upper and lower lash line. And then for mascara, I'm taking the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara and mixing it with the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara because, like everything in life, I'm high maintenance and I need 2 mascaras apparently. And I'm going to use the false lashes, the Velour style in Fluff and Dolled Up for my false lashes. Okay, and then for my lips, I'm using the NYX Suede Lip Liner in Cherry Skies, and then the matte lipstick in Merlot. Wanted this to be a very wine color. I can't see. And boom! That's it. That completes this look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.
To the end of